Hi there. Have you ever faced a moment so painful, so life altering that it posed the choice of sink or swim and forced you to grow up in ways that you never imagined overnight? For me, I've experienced quite a number of those moments in my life, but today I'll share the first of my experiences at 17 when I lost my dad. It honestly shattered my world, but it also became the fire that forged the resilient spirit I have today. Let me take you back to where it all started. Hi, I'm Midedo and welcome to my channel. To my amazing subscribers, thank you for tuning in again. And if you're new here, I'm very happy to welcome you into this growing community where I share personal growth stories and lessons based on my experiences, hopefully inspiring you to push your boundaries no matter the challenges you face. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe if you haven't already to be a part of this amazing community so you don't miss out on any of my content. So today, I'm starting a four-part series to share everything about my personal defining moments, not for the fun of it or because I really want to put my life out there, but because these experiences, though my toughest moments ever faced, every one of it has taught me valuable lessons that continue to guide me to this day. And I hope by sharing, I get to inspire somebody out there to stay resilient and stay hopeful for the future. So let's get right into it. I remember the day just like yesterday. I was 17. My stubborn self, as some of you already know, I was full of life, full of curiosity, excitement about the next phase of my life. I had recently completed my secondary school education and I was looking forward to life, as a uni student when life threw me this curveball. My dad passed away. Oh, it was so heart wrenching. And it wasn't just the loss that hurt, it was knowing that I couldn't say sorry anymore for the arguments we had 2 days prior and the sudden realization that my life was going to change overnight. So, about the argument, my dad needed to go for a meeting or so. I can't remember quite clearly. But what I know was I was the one that had to wash his shirt and press it, like iron the shirt. Whilst pressing or washing the shirt, I noticed like a tear by his collar. Excuse me. And I just washed it. I couldn't be asked at the point, washed it and pressed and put it back in his wardrobe. My dad innocently wore his shirt, went for his meeting, and came back. He was really furious. He was, like, why did you do that? Didn't you know that the shirt had a tear on the collar? He was really furious with me, but, I couldn't be asked at the point. I think I was mad with him about something. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, that happened and it went. And that thinking came back to me because right there he was. I couldn't say sorry anymore. He's gone. Like my life had changed all of a sudden. And as the second of five children, immediately this happened. I stepped into a role I didn't think I was at all ready for. I had to step up. I worked jobs to support my family and help my mom. We immediately now had to take care of five children all by herself. I remember those days quite vividly. I remember working as a store attendant. I think I did cybercaf manager or something like that. I definitely did events ushering. I was going for different O1 bears and the rest of them. And I eventually ended up as a live band member with different job roles. Honestly, there was no static job role. I was a packer in the sense that I was loading and offloading instruments, speakers, and the rest of them. I was a store manager. I was an instrumentalist. I was a backup vocal. Anything that just came that could bring money for the event we had that day goes. And most times I got up early. I returned home very late and exhausted. But one thing's too sure, I was determined to keep going. Although these things were quite overwhelming, and honestly, there were those moments I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to give up because sometimes you face insults from certain people when you go to events. People that normally you understand what I'm trying to say. So it was really, really, really a tough time for me. And there was this feeling of people had promised and weren't forthcoming. So, I just had to find the strength to keep pushing through. So, quick backstory. 6 or 7 years prior, I had my whole secondary school experience as a boarding school student. And I want to believe maybe the early exposure to independence and the harsh experience we endured during those times as juniors prepared me somehow for the unexpected turn life took after the passing of my dad. So big shout out to the alma mater, Lagos State Model College, Ibukuta, and every other person that had this experience with me. You guys are all amazing. But I hope today that the students there are enjoying a better experience than we did because it was honestly hell. Eventually, anyways, things quite settled, although not fully. My siblings and I started to get on with the fact that my dad was no more. The provider, the breadwinner was no longer with us, and we had to just work with our mom to fend for ourselves. I also, within that period, attended Polytechnic, Laspotech, for about a year, which I believed helped me to balance hustling and study while preparing for uni. The struggle sort of continued until I hit luck with my employment in 2014. I'm going to share that in a subsequent video. So at this point, I'll give a big shout out to my siblings and my mom especially for keeping it together through those tough times. We aren't where we want to be. I know that. And I know watching or hearing this may get you quite emotional and bring back some of those memories. But I want you to know something, that I love you so much, every one of you, even if I rarely show, discuss, or express my emotions. Thank you very much for going through that experience with me. And looking back now, I realize that the loss we experienced and the unexpected responsibilities we faced or we had to endure has taught me personally resilience in ways I have never imagined. I have learned and I'm still learning to adapt, to lead, manage my emotions, and to prioritize things that matter truly, even on those days that have been quite poor at it, to be fair. It has all been a part of my experience, and I will take nothing out of it. My experience also taught me to cherish moments with loved ones and to appreciate the small, everyday moments. You never know when life might shift or change unexpectedly. Notwithstanding, always remember life will throw you challenges, but how you respond to it is what defines you. Now, I would like to hear from you. Have you faced a moment that forced you to grow up in ways that you did not think you were ready for? How did you manage it? How did you handle it? Feel free to share your story in the comments. I read every one of it and I would love to connect with you. And if this video resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to be a part of this amazing community. Part 2 of the series will dive into my early career struggles and the lessons they taught me about perseverance. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my story. Remember, even in the toughest times, there is enough strength to be found. Stay resilient and keep pushing forward. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.